All right, guys, we are in another flight simulator. In the same flight simulator, different day, and we're doing another trip, I guess you could say. And we're going to step it up to a CJ4. Right. What could possibly go wrong flying this aircraft that I've never flown on this? We've already seen some disastrous landing attempts, except for the Cessna 172. That one was pretty good, but I had figured out the autopilot pretty right away. We'll see how this one goes, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. We're going from Chicago O'Hare International, Tri-Cities Regional. All right, we are loaded up and ready to go. We are going to be taking off here. Get up in the air and see what happens. What could possibly go wrong flying out of this busy airport? Okay. All right, here we go. Hit the parking brake button somehow. We're up. I'll level that off a little. That big of a climb.
Tower Dragon 4887, continue for west departure.
Alright, hopefully, after fiddling around with this for a little bit, trying to learn this navigation system in this CJ4, hopefully you've got to figure it out. We'll find out here in a minute if it picks up the autopilot or not. This was an interesting one. It works a little different than what I'm used to, so we'll see if it picks up, does its thing. I have now is on. We'll see if it picks up here. Starts heading in the right loop of wherever it was trying to head earlier, which all up. I'm going a little fast. I'm going to back up off the speed. So on the other note, I just heard that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has been officially announced to release for later this year, and the trailer looks pretty good. The graphics on this game I've always thought was, you know, a huge improvement over Microsoft Flight Simulator X, and when we come into this one, the graphics are amazing. I'm hoping with the new 2024 it's going to be even better. The buildings are going to be all mapped out and everything. The trailer looks amazing. I do have some concerns, you know, with the trailer. It focused heavily on like activities, like doing jobs, and I always looked at Microsoft Flight Simulator as like a flight simulator aid, like to help you become a pilot or became a better pilot. Now, do I think just because I can fly Microsoft Flight Simulator I can be a pilot? Absolutely not. I think there's a lot more that goes into it. You got to know, you know, a lot more about the instrument panels. Even if you're flying something that doesn't have instrument licensing, you still need to know a lot about the airspaces, and there's a lot that goes into it. There's no way I think that just because I can fly on here that I can actually be a pilot. But that being said, I always thought this was a good aid for pilots to use to hone their skills or to practice or whatever. And I always looked at this as a simulator experience, not really a game as much as like if you went to play Ace Combat or something. Ace Combat, you knew that was a fighting game. That was the way it is, or something to that effect. But this new one, it was heavily focused on doing chores, more and less. I mean, there was firefighting, flying over fields, you know, bush firefighting, and there was rescue operations with helicopters. there was a lot of different things I was seeing that was more focused on a game aspect, and then it was really doing what a lot of us on Microsoft Flight Simulator love to do, is just get in and fly to a location. So I'm hoping that it's not, that was just, it was showing the features, and that's not what this new simulator 2024 is going to be heavily focused on. We shall see. We shall see what comes of it. But I will say it did look good. The trailer of it looked good. The visuals looked amazing. But that being said, so did this one when they launched the trailer for this one, and it fell a little short from what you've seen in the trailer. But they were honest about why. They said that it was being run off of your of at that time the max capabilities PC, and everybody knew going forward that most computers that everybody had would not be able to handle the same level of detail as what you was seeing on that trailer. I didn't see anything about that in this trailer. I could have missed it. I've just literally seen that trailer before I got on here today. So hopefully it will turn out to be a good flight simulator, and it's not just focused on too much of the activity standpoint of it. The reason why I even seen it, one of the people I used to follow on YouTube, for some reason he popped up in my feed. YouTube still likes to send me notifications on people I don't follow anymore. But he was saying that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is tapped out. There's nothing more that you can do with it. And I highly disagree with. I feel like this game had longevity. I feel like there's so much there's more left to do in this game. And do we need a new one? Well, no. I think this one is done really well for what it was. I mean, we do, in the flight community, we remember the garbage attempt at Microsoft Flight that came out after Microsoft X. It was a kind of, there wasn't much to it. I mean, it was dropped pretty heavily. They had like 2 planes that you could fly, and that was it. And the graphics were kind of there, but you didn't have, you couldn't travel the world or anything. So it wasn't really a full game. So when this came out, this was a huge improvement over Microsoft Flight Simulator X. And I feel like there's just so much more you can still do with this game. It's not tapped out. I feel like graphics it's still on par with any other game that's out there. And I think you can continue to add more aircraft or challenges, because I know there's the challenge feature on this game. I've tried a few of them. That's not my deal. Like I said, I like to more focus on just getting in the plane and flying to a location and enjoying my flight. But I feel like you can still add challenges to the game. I did like in the trailer that they showed in 2024 is that they did showcase some of the military aircraft. That is a plus. I hope that's at least day one, and it's not something that's like a DLC that you have to purchase down the road, like most of the add-ons for this game has been. It's been a lot of purchases down the road that you end up having to do. So we shall see. It's still out there, still out for debate here on how this 2024 is going to be. Well, we are getting closer to Tri-City. I've been messing around with the autopilot a little bit, trying to get correct lineup in runway of choice, runway 23. We'll see if everything goes to plan. This has been a steep learning curve trying to learn the navigation system for this aircraft, and hopefully I can get lined back up here and everything will go without a hitch. Oh, I'm coming down. I'm at 9,000 right now. We're not far off from the airport now. So we're getting closer. We'll get down here and see what we can do. I do believe I see the runway in sight. So I'm going to take that off. I think that's the runway up ahead of me. It's hard telling. But I am on final, or I should say not really final. Freezers are 4 is what they told me to put it to. Going ahead and getting down. I do believe that's the airport. Yep, that's the airport in front of me. We're right about 7,000, a little high on the glide slope, and we'll go ahead and drop her down even more. Try to circumvent that a little bit because I am kind of high. Going on to where I needed to be. Drop down about 3,500. The flight level to intercept glide slope for the final where I want it to be.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Button there. And gear down. Flaps all the way down here. Coming in on final. If we can touch this sucker down here. Getting some crosswinds here, making things a little interesting. Wants me to slow down quite a bit. Pop some, or some diving down a little bit. It's going to pain a little bit. Try to slow her down a little bit. Getting some interesting, not coming in flat, that's for sure. I'm bouncing around a little bit.
Tower Dragon 4887 is 4 miles northeast, 2,600 feet with Quebec to land.
Dragon 4887 Tower. Altimeter 30.05, wind calm 5 street in runway 23. Dragon 4887 wind calm clear
Oh,
to
slow
land
there.
runway 23.
Gotta pay attention a lot to the aircraft. Make sure you're coming in speed wise just right. About when to stall speeds there and pay attention to or to the communications. Oh, for some. gotta college landing clear.
Tower Exejet 646 Heavy ready for departure
come on.
runway 5 IFR to Naples. Exejet 646 Heavy altimeter 30.05 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 5.
It better not be cleared to take off.
Cleared to land runway 23 Dragon 4887.
Cleared for takeoff runway 5 Exejet 646 Heavy.
Well, we'll see what happens here. I think they just clear someone to take off as soon as I'm landing. That's always fun.
Dragon 4887 go around.
Oh, want me to go around?
Autopilot.
Give me a clearance to land and then tell me to go around.
Dragon
Love that.
4887, did you hear my last transmission?
Listen, buddy. I'm trying to fly this thing. I don't know where my co-pilot's supposed to be at in this.
Altitude.
Going around Dragon 4887.
Give me your landing clearance and
127.85
tell me that
Exejet 646
I need to go
Heavy.
around because they give someone else clearance to take off. I love it.
Dragon 4887, follow the aircraft on base.
Oh, what
Wind calm,
aircraft
clear
on
to land
base?
runway 23.
Yeah, I don't believe I'm cleared to land because you gave me the clearance to land last time.
Cleared to land runway 23 Dragon 4887.
I don't know who's even inbound. Who's inbound because of follow the aircraft on base. What aircraft? The aircraft that I'm in front of right there? Because he's not landing. Try this one more time here. I still don't see an aircraft on base because that one's actually gaining altitude. Or he was gaining altitude. You see an aircraft coming down over there. I hope he's not doing the same maneuver, or like coming in also. Have to do a second go around. We shall see. We shall see. Well, I'm just going to fly over Bristol here and enjoy the scenic views. What could have been a decent landing turned into a mess. Oh, hush. I know I'm not the outer marker. Well, considering the fact that, I think this is going to do much for me. They'll want to turn me. Why, I don't know. See. Oh, is it doing something now? Oh, probably not. Maybe they can improve on some things with the new new flight simulator. I do want to say that one thing I hope they do bring to 2024, so you don't have to download some kind of mod, is a co-pilot. I don't know why they took it out and never brought it back, but being able to fly with other people is staple in this game. Should be able to do it. I know it was misused a lot in Flight Simulator X, people taking over aircraft, and but you could put a password on and have your buddies fly with you. I mean, if you was in a 737 or a Airbus or something, having the ability to hand off controls and let them fly a leg or whatever, that was fun, and I hope they bring that back in Microsoft Flight 2024. So we'll see. There's some improvements they can make, but I don't think by no means that this means that this game is dead or this simulator's dead. I just think that they can work on some things.
Autopilot.
Floating a little bit. Oh, one of the best landings. It was off the mark a little bit, but touchdown. And we're at Tri-Cities. Go ahead and get off the runway.
4887 exit runway when able.
And I appreciate y'all joining me on this
4887 contact ground on 121.7.
this adventure that I had today.